What if I told you that the next few minutes could genuinely change how you see your life? We're going to tap into the wisdom of people who turned massive failure into incredible success. And it all starts with the one thing you have, but can never ever get back: your time. Let's dive in.
You know who said that? Jack Ma, a guy who knows a thing or two about being rejected and then building an empire. This isn't just some nice-sounding quote. It's a direct challenge. It forces us to ask, are you sitting around hoping for a lucky break? Or are you in the driver's seat making the choices that actually build your future? That's really the heart of what we're talking about today. And that leads us straight into our first big topic. We need to confront this huge invisible wall that so many of us run into. The lie we tell ourselves about the perfect moment. It's such a common trap, right? This idea that someday the stars will align, the path will be totally clear, and everything will magically fall into place. But successful people, they get it. They understand a fundamental truth. Your decisions shape your life, not your destiny. The perfect moment isn't something you wait around for. It's something you create by deciding to act.
Okay, so if waiting around is the wrong move, what should we be doing instead? Well, that brings us to the one thing we all have in common. It's the ultimate equalizer.
Jack Ma actually calls time a treasure. And I want you to really think about that for a second. Every single day, you, me, the richest person on earth, the student just starting out, we all get handed the exact same 24 hours. It's the great leveler. What you do with that daily treasure, well, that's what makes all the difference.
Let me put it this way. If you lose money, you can earn it back. You can recover from a bad investment. But time, once a second is gone, it is gone for good. There's no rewind button. There's no getting it back. And that single fact makes time infinitely more valuable than any amount of money.
And his own story is the perfect example of this. Jack Ma started with, well, pretty much nothing. No cash, no powerful friends. He wasn't even a great student. He said he felt like a total failure. But he had the one thing that mattered: time. And he knew, deep down, that if he didn't invest that time in himself, he'd stay broke and forgotten forever.
So let me ask you a direct question. When you spend hours just mindlessly scrolling through TikTok or binging another series on Netflix, what are you really doing? You're spending your most precious treasure to make someone else's company richer. Are you using your 24 hours to learn something, to build a skill, to improve yourself? Or are you just letting that treasure slip through your fingers?
Now, just knowing you need to use your time well isn't enough. You need the right mindset to actually do it. So let's open up the toolkit and start with the first part: how to build an unbreakable mind using 4 powerful ideas.
Here they are. 4 key principles for developing that mental toughness. And I want you to think of these less like loud, aggressive strategies and more like the quiet, unshakable pillars of real strength. Let's break them down. Let's dig into these. First, instead of being loud, focus on building your value and character so people want to listen to you. Second, be street smart. Understand that just being a good person isn't always enough to get by. Third, become resilient. A smile when you've been defeated shows everyone you can't be broken. And last, find your drive from within. Be like the sun. It rises every single day, not because it's looking for applause, but because that's its nature.
I mean, this one simple idea, a smile, it's just so powerful. A smile after you lose isn't a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate flex of mental strength. It tells your opponent, and maybe more importantly, it tells yourself, this loss doesn't define me. I'm still here, and I'm still in the game.
Okay, so an unbreakable mind is the foundation. But a foundation needs an engine to actually move forward and build something. And that engine, that's discipline. It is the real, gritty force behind all great achievements.
We all love the feeling of motivation, right? It's exciting, but it's kind of like taking a bath. The feeling is great, but it doesn't last very long. You got to do it again tomorrow. Discipline, though, that's different. That's a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets, and it stays with you. Believe me, Jack Ma wasn't feeling motivated every single day when he was starting Alibaba. He was scared, he was broke, but he was disciplined.
Now, this might be one of the most important and totally overlooked secrets to success. Real progress, the stuff that actually matters, is often, well, boring. It's doing the reps at the gym. It's writing the emails. It's reading the dry textbook. If you can get good at doing the boring things consistently, your life will become incredibly exciting. But if you only chase excitement, your life will probably end up being pretty boring.
And this image right here shows exactly why that discipline is so critical. The world is always moving, always changing.
If you stop learning, if you stop growing, if you stop putting in the effort, you're not actually standing still. You are actively moving backward. Just to stay in the same place, you have to keep walking. And to get ahead, you gotta climb.
You think this sounds impossible? The math is actually super simple. Just one focused hour a day. That's it. While everyone else is scrolling, you're learning. And over a year, that tiny, consistent effort adds up to a massive advantage. You don't need to become an expert overnight. You just need to read 10 pages today.
So what's really stopping you? Let's be honest with ourselves for a second. It's not a lack of time. The next time you catch yourself saying, "I don't have time," do me a favor. Open up your phone and check your screen time report. The real obstacles are the distractions we choose and the excuses we tell ourselves.
And all of this, everything we've talked about, leads to one final crucial point. We've covered the value of your time, the mindset you need, and the discipline that drives you. Now, it's time to actually do something.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you still waiting? Waiting for that perfect moment? For everything to be just right before you finally make your move? Because here's the stone-cold truth. The perfect moment is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It's a myth we tell ourselves to avoid taking a risk. You don't find the right time. You make the time right with your decision to start. This moment right now is the absolute best time you are ever going to get. Someday is the enemy of progress. It's the place where great ideas and big dreams go to die. Victory, success, real change, it belongs to the people who decide to start now, with what they have, right where they are.
And in the end, it all comes down to this one question. You have the treasure of 24 hours in your hands. You have the principles. The choice is completely yours. Are you going to let this moment just slip away? Or are you going to seize it and start building the life you actually want? The clock is ticking. What are you going to do?